Alrighty, so we should be good. Can you hear me now? Fuck yeah! Okay, cool. So, apparently, when we moved the computer into a new room, I fucked up the wires. So that was the issue. I did tell everybody in the Discord that I would be doing some silent playthroughs while I'm on my laptop when I didn't have access to my computer. But I'm on my computer now. This wasn't supposed to be a silent one. But basically, I'm really happy we got Compassion. I thought for a second that these were all going to be the same character going through evolution. But I see now that there's like there's two different ones, at least for these. Don't know about Joy yet. Which, understandable where we're starting out. Yeah, R.I.P. wires. I fucking suck at them. But, oh well, I'm trying to learn technology. I'm 21. I should be good with tech. I'm not, though. Oh well. Also, I suck at voices, so I don't know what I'm going to do about his voice. Right now, I just haven't really been reading. I've been reading, I just haven't really been speaking his lines. The only thing I'm sure about is our fate. They've kept the useful or entertaining ones. That's why we're going to be thrown in the arena. Ah, fuck. Okay, the situation must be very hard for him too. Yes, obviously we are going with that answer. We are trapped here together, and he has been very compassionate, so we should be as well. You thank him for this information, and tell him that the situation must be very hard for him too. Why would you tell him that? You should just assume. You shouldn't have to say anything, but we'll get through this together, or something like that comforting. Come on. Tarek put the palm of her hand against his chest with a soft movement. He grins. Okay, so Tarek put the palm of her hand made me think that his pronouns has switched from him to her, she. So just say your would probably be better, since I think the dialogue was using your earlier. Thank you for your concern, honestly. Okay, cool. Right answer. We got a smile out of him. Yes. It can't be easy given in this current situation. Somebody is crying. You. See, and it's using you again. So yeah, that just would have been the better move. You hear punches and chains moving. You already hate these sounds. However, you know you will hear them several more times. Days come, one after another. Water is rare, tepid. Some people are so thirsty they drink their own urine. The sick persons, rebels, noisy ones, the seriously injured, they die one at a time. Macalais throw their bodies overboard like trash. Also, I don't know how to pronounce the enemies' names, so anybody knows how to pronounce that, just let me know. I'm bad at pronunciation, clearly. Rats are uncommon, but when they reach you to sniff your feet, you shamefully crave after their flesh. There's no shame in that. You kill what you gotta to eat. You're now in a hurry to land. It can't be worse. That is what you keep telling yourself. A fragile hope. A foolish hope. Your unique neighbor, Tarek, is like a lifebelt to you. You speak as often as possible, every time soldiers are busy elsewhere. You're not always speaking, by the way. Sometimes you communicate by movements, like gesture of moral support or discreet mind games. He knows your name and parts of your story. Nights appear more bright and days less annoying. You learn he was the chief of the last tribe of exclusively black elves in Vardnagol. He has been cuffed far from his remaining fellows. The Macalais seem to have condemned his dying species to a quick extinction. Tarek appears to accept it more easily than the other survivors. Suicide attempts are commonplace around you. 13 days. Or maybe 12? 14? It's hard to focus. The heat is nearly unbearable. The lack of water, sleep, food is detrimental to your intellectual capacity. Even your dreams are erratic and incoherent. Seagulls have been screaming since yesterday. Renewed interest stirs the prisoners because they all know what that means. The coast is not so far anymore. Tark sleeps a lot. He's sparing himself. All his wounds are healed. He doesn't seem disturbed at all by the mess you're both in, as if he was able to completely ignore it. You gaze at the other dark-skinned elves. They display an astonishing physical and mental endurance. However, folk always told you these people were, among the elvish species, the least respected. Some high elves judged them not worthy enough to be servants. The ship is mooring in a long, slow movement, followed by the angry slaps of waves against the hull. You sit up straight, keeping your ears open. Prisoners are shaking their cuffs. Guards are roaring in their mother tongue. Some hit the ground with their spear. At first, you can't hear anything, and that frustrates you further. Tark is perfectly awake. He's staring at you, then signals you to keep calm. The soldiers are eager to disembark. They will hit you faster than ever. One after another, like a casual habit, warriors untie you and escort you to the deck. Daylight burns your eyes. You haven't seen it for ages. It's suddenly everywhere, making the faces glow and the sails shine. You stagger. Someone jostles you. You stumble again. Seagulls scream too loudly. The deck whines below your feet. Somebody is stopping every prisoner to draw up an inventory of the living catch. He sometimes has a few words in the common language with the captive when he wants details. Maybe he's looking for werefolks. Are they worthless? Do they have more value? You have no idea. He seems to be doing sums, checking your future price, probably. In your turn, he looks you up and down. Female human? Ah, I have to use the submission card. Fuck! Yeah, fine, whatever. I'm getting spam emails while I'm recording. Fuck that shit. The census taker writes something down. He's no longer interested in you. Well, fuck. Okay. Why do that when you could just... Okay. I get the situation. I get that that's just what assholes do in those situations. But, like, fuck. It doesn't make me any less angry. Like, ah! You slowly get used to the light. The docks are overloaded with soldiers, weapons, luggage, and treasures. Ships are numerous, and they are all discharging waves of spoils. You know where you are. Oh, fuck me. That looks like Urshi, like the Irish word for Ishi. I don't fucking know how to say that, though. Gafan Arishi, the heart of the army's power in Makalite. Its high fortifications, which overlook you, have the color of sand. Even the narrow street seems to oppress you. Well, fuck. Somebody ties you all together. Warriors are surrounding you. The wind is weak. You are too hot. You are too hot, but you walk ahead. There is no other option. Tarek talked about the arena. Is it your destination? Okay, so in this world, do, like, women compete in the arena too? Or is it just males? Hang on. The dry, salty air is scratching your lungs. The Macalites proudly greet their fellows when they meet. You hear congratulations, enthusiasm, and cheering. A historic day for the nation, they seem to say. This is not normal. Did your people lie to you for years? Since when are the Macalites monsters? What did you do to them? Wait, okay, no. More context is needed. What do you mean, did your people lie to you? Since when are they monsters? They attacked several villages. Is this not something that they have a historic record of doing? Is this not a common thing of theirs? What? I have so many questions and no answers. God, it's that fucking name again. The pronunciation table would be great. Gafan Arshi, is, in fact, surrounded by two ranges of high walls. Between these walls there is a deep space, similar to empty moats. It is closed on the upper side of a thick metallic structure. This place is arranged to be used as a jail for slaves both now and for the time to come. Wait, so does it not look like it's been there for a while? Is it newly constructed? Is that why it says for now and for time to come? Did they just start making it? Is this a new trend of theirs? I have so many questions about these assholes. One by one, they make you go down into your cage, as if you were seeds thrown into a silo. From the top, they also throw some flatbread and a flask of warm water to all of you. You pounce on it. The stone here is super bly shaped, and the bars are finely carved. A beautiful cage. A fat lot of good that does you. On your right, Tarek. The soldiers point him out disdainfully to their colleagues. On your left, another black elf. He is tall and muscled too, but his stature is not as impressive as his chief's. He's gazing at the sky, as it turns foreboding shades of pink. His face shows a desperate sadness. As he feels someone watching, he lowers his head and stares at you. Voices. I'm just not gonna do voices. I can't do male voices. His tone is very harsh. Who would want to talk about it? You are unhappy. A lot of people have died. Anger! Yeah, well, fuck that. No, we're not using rebellion on him. He hasn't done anything wrong. This seems so... I'm gonna go with compassion, because compassionate empathy often win the day. But, like, why would you want to talk about it? You're all trapped. Ugh. You touch the metal bars and whisper to him that he seems so sad. You ask him if he wants to talk about it. The stranger trembles. What? Why? Oh, I have so many questions. He moves a leg back, his dancer body faintly lit by the decreased light. He stares at you without saying anything for a long minute, then laughs. It sounds disillusioned. You think? No, I didn't mean to hit on the journal. I was trying to get to the next part. You think it's disillusioned? Like he's captured? How would you not be disillusioned? What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, the character themselves sounded disillusioned when they were talking to Tarak. What do you mean? Just, like, it's such an understatement, and it's such an obvious, it's so obvious, yet an understatement, okay. I can hardly believe it. Kindness deep down in a Macile jail. Dude, were we all just on the ships? How long have you been in this jail longer than us? I have so many questions. He comes forward. You are able to see his fresh scars. He has suffered too. I can't wait to snuff it. And you? Meet my family and forget all I've seen, all they've done? Wait, what do you mean? I can't wait to snuff it. And you? That's... What is he asking and us about? Meet my family, forget all I've seen, all they've done. Okay, that I get it. But what does he mean by snuff it? And why ask you when he goes on to listing stuff he would like to do? Okay. Rejection. No! I'm not gonna fight him! We weren't even fighting! But does it mean fight the system? If we keep fighting the system, we might be able to break out. And I kind of want to do that, but I don't want to argue with him. I don't know which it's I don't know which it's saying is to fight. So we're not gonna fight. We're gonna go with compassion, okay? I know I'm using the card a lot, but like, it seems to be the best response right now. You move closer, whispering that you understand his pain. You tell him there is hope. You know, like Tarek was telling us, because so far, he's been the best character. I have so many questions, and he's the only one that's given any answers. Please. Suddenly, he rushed towards the railings. That makes you quickly step back. He catches the bars. His sticky, bleeding hands are shaking. Actually, all of his body is shaking. Anger and suffering are consuming him. Sounds like he should have slept more like Tarek did to heal his wounds. I'm just gonna point that out. Tarek was like, I'm gonna sleep and it's all gonna be better. It makes me. Does he have healing magic? I just want to know more about Tarek. I just want to know more about him. The two of you stare at each other, motionless, during a few seconds. Then the black elf releases the bars with a deep sigh. We weren't even fighting. Why did you charge at the bars? I don't know. He wipes his face with his hands and turns his back on you. Well, that sucks. I didn't even choose to lose interest in him, but he definitely chose it on me. How did we come to this agreement? Okay. I gotta put myself in his position. He's captured. He's a slave now. He doesn't have his family. His emotions are running high. What caused him to leap at me? And why is he suddenly, like, offering to help if he just leapt at me? Like, I'm confused. Okay, I'll watch over you tomorrow. Let's try and survive together. And if we don't, we won't fall alone. That's a good point. Okay, so we got a gang of 3. It's gonna be Tarek, this one who hasn't told us his name, and then myself. And we're all gonna kick ass and break out of here. Right? Right? I hope. The young black elf feels your gaze on him. His back is still shaking. What did he live through? It must have been violent to haunt him so much. You all have been captured and dragged here. All your towns, villages, cities are gone. Of course it was violent. Obviously, with the understatement. He sighs again, looks back. There's distress, shame, and despair in his hazel eyes. However, while he keeps staring with reticence, shyly, you feel something is changing. His features are contracting, relaxing, then contracting again. Is he a shapeshifter? Is he a shapeshifter like they mentioned before? He's trying to tell you words you cannot hear. The silence is pure like crystal. Okay. So it wasn't that. It was just like body language. Okay. How much time has passed? Night has fallen so quickly. You rub your eyelids. They are burning. Where has he gone now? He is sitting in a corner, praying or something like that. You fall down on the hard, cold ground. Nevertheless, your heart is not so heavy anymore. You are not alone. Did you just make friends? I think I made 2 friends. Somehow. We'll see. I have a bad feeling not all of us are gonna make it out. I'm really kind of worried about that. You're falling asleep while hearing elvish whispering around you. Black elves are talking, singing. It's so sad and quiet and deep. So are we the only human here? Because they keep mentioning elves specifically, but it was mentioned that we were human. Are we not noticing any of the humans around us? Surely a tribute to the dead. They can't disturb you for long. You are far too tired. The greater problem is the hysterical cries, painful screams, distant metal hammering, and the drunk singing of soldiers that wake you up consistently throughout the night. When you wake up at dawn, you can't go back to sleep. You feel nervous, weak and irritated, a chaotic mixture of negative emotions. Your fate will be decided today. We are fucked. Your neighbors are whispering in Elvish. Tarek appears to be encouraging his fellow. The sky is purple, pink, and gold. The wind is shrieking. While you are waking up, the black elf seems to be less attentive. He struggles to hide that he's not really listening anymore. He eventually ends the conversation himself, telling Tarek he has just realized he was rude last night. He gives you his name, Coda, Wardrum, and asks for yours. So, I'm guessing Wardrum is the nickname, which means, I think Tarek's was Shadow Staff. I think his was Shadow something. But I think that's why they're in parentheses. They're not like last names or anything, they're nicknames. Tarek isn't offended. I mean, it's great nobody's offended, but Is anyone else confused? The grate above you opens up. They let down a ladder. Their bows are pointed at your head. For some reason, I was really confused. I was like, are they bowing at us? But no, pointed at our head. That means bows and arrows. I'm stupid sometimes. Obedient, defeated, and tired, you climb up, rung after rung. Two of them lift you by your arms to hasten your exit. If they gave us more food, they wouldn't have to hasten us. The wind lashes your bare legs. Your tattered clothing smells horrible. Your hair is all sticky and the sandy air infiltrates your nose. Soon, all your companions have been forced out by the soldiers. They put you in a line to chain you up. The march begins in an eerie silence. In spite of the early hour, a crowd has gathered. People rose from bed to enjoy the show. The weather is mild for now. It seems like this march will never end. Okay, but that drum beat is really enticing. But then the arena appears. Colorful mosaics embellished in its splendid off-white outline. You have heard of it before. At the time, you thought they held duels of honor, shows and fighting practice there. Maybe it was the case then. Today, the atmosphere is very different. Everything runs like clockwork. The men, the arena staff, the soldiers, they all look the same to you. Usher you through an enormous door before separating you into two groups. Some take the stairs to the right, some to the left. Armed guards are waiting for you at the top of the stairs. They are all wearing golden collars, and their movements are mechanical. They push each one of you into a vaulted corridor, at the end of which stands a heavy metal door. It smells like sweat, leather, metal, and fear. Okay, so golden collars and their movements are mechanical. It makes me think that they're robots and not actual living beings. When the doors open, you will move forward. Well, great. Someone's giving another fucking lecture. Dude, you don't really need to fucking threaten anybody. Come the fuck on. You already have them this far. Stop being an unnecessary asshole. The doors open. Blinding light pours in. The pitchfork jabs at your legs. Shaking, you move forward. Some must have refused to budge. Soon you can hear the first sounds of metal piercing flesh. The first cries. Here you are. Oh yeah, I said I wasn't going to do voices. Now I'm trying to do voices for Tarek again. Okay, Tarek emerges from the crowd, Coda by his side. Are you ready? They have both picked up a weapon from the sandy ground. The blades are bare and dirty, but holding them seems to have given the two elves hope. So why did they get along? Fuck that. I'm not terrified. Attack! Get this shit ready. Let's do this. Fuck them. Not Tarek and Coda, but the other people. Tarek is nice. I like him. I feel like we've gotten along really well. I still am I don't know how to feel about Coda, to be perfectly honest. As for, the giant smiles at you. Whatever happens, he will accept his destiny. He's a giant? When was it established that he's abnormally tall? Because he looks to be the same height as Coda. That's good. Yeah, I'm not... No, we'll know what humans and elves from the southeast are made of. Okay. Coda comes back with a weapon and hands it to you silently. He seems tense, almost enraged. He looks like he's burning from the inside. Well, yeah, let's get enraged like him. Let's fucking do this. Oh, but we're gonna be fighting other captives. Oh, fuck. The gong resounds once more. The crowd screams, grunts, pounds its feet like a monstrous beat. The sun is punishingly bright. The air is already sweltering. You have a weapon in your hand. You do not understand how you came to have it. Coda just gave it to you! Everything is going so fast. Yeah, I get it. Okay, you fight on the front line. You fight in a supporting role. You avoid fighting. But okay, so, time to reason this out. if we fight other slaves, we'll kill them. Which means fighting on the front lines means we'll have a direct hand in their death. Which means we are kind of shitty people. But if we fight on the front line, we can help protect Koda and Tariq and make sure they don't die. Even better. But what if they follow us to the front line? Well, maybe they will. But if they go to the front line and we don't, they're still putting themselves in danger. Meanwhile, if we do a supporting role, can we use magic? What can we do? We know nothing about our character skills. I don't want to risk falling into a supporting role and then, hey, look at that, Tariq and Koda are dead. Like, oh, and I'm definitely not going to avoid fighting. It's perfectly fine if you want your character to be a pacifist. I get it. But at the same time, I don't want to risk Koda and Tariq. Oh, I don't want to risk them. Also, I just realized the hand on this person's shoulder in submission doesn't look human, so I'm kind of wondering if that's supposed to be a werebeing at the top, and if the first one is a werebeing. But we're gonna attack. We're gonna attack. I have decided on attack, and we're gonna hope we don't die. Or that Tariq and Koda don't die. You fight on the front line. You want to give and receive as many blows as you can. I don't think that's the reason. The crazed audience starts throwing nets full of food into the arena. Oh, fuck. Fighting off the beast, you team up in spite of your hunger. Fuck it, team up. You team up with other slaves so you can share a smaller part of the spoils with them. You're wounded in the hip by a powerful claw swipe. The other fighters next to you manage to push the lion back. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so we're not fighting slaves. We're fighting lions. You run towards the beast. You look for an easily defensible position, which is probably the smartest move. You flee. No, we are not fleeing. We are going to fight. Let's do this. You run towards the beast to try and hurt it in return. The drums start pounding again, this time with a different, livelier beat. Then slower and slower. The doors open once again. A multitude of slaves with gilded necks come out. They drive away the last of the beasts, pick up the weapons scattered on the ground, and start piling the corpses up on a cart. Where's Tariq and Koda? Where's Tariq and Koda? Oh, where are the guys? The crowd cheers enthusiastically, satisfied with the show. You stumble towards the exit like a motherless lamb. Are you going to the slaughterhouse or the pen now? Soldiers surround Tariq. He lowers his weapon and drops them on the ground. Oh, weapons! He had multiple. What weapons did he have? It said everybody had weapons, but it didn't say what they were. The surviving Black Elves protest, become agitated, try to move towards him. The chief gestures them to calm down. No use. Some lose their temper, and soldiers brutally punish them. Only then does the warrior stir. He straightens up and resignedly stares the soldiers in the eye. They take you out of the arena, back to the street. Outside, you cross paths of warriors, blacksmiths, combat instructors, and magistrates. Oh, so magic? Magic? When I hear magistrate, I just think of Teventer from Dragon Age. The clinking of blades sometimes cut through the shouts of training recruits. Here, the army rules. You see more slaves. One of them, a woman, slows down to look you in the eye. It's as if she was trying to warn you. Your ordeal has only just begun. It must be around noon. The sky is a brazen blue. You relish the fresh, soothing air in the narrow streets. It makes you forget about the pain coursing through your body. You are limping, and the pain is gnawing at your shoulder. You know what? It was still the right choice, because then everybody got a little bit of food. Okay? That was still the right choice. Soldiers escort all survivors to the marketplace. There, you see people haggling with each other or examining fragrant oils, and you can hear the bleating of sheep and the shouts of people greeting each other above the crowd. Everything is for sale here. You are alive. That is true. But now, you and your companions are nothing but goods to be bought. The soldiers escort you to a section of the marketplace dedicated to slave trading. Raised platforms alternate with rows of cages. Well, shit, how's this going to turn out? The place is cramped. The shouts of merchants praising the merits of their products fill the air. Many of them are chatting with warriors. Coins exchange hands, and your group is quickly divided between stalls, like so many bags of grain. You climb up a set of varnished wooden steps before being cuffed by a half-elf. So half-elves do exist. Okay, cool. By lucky coincidence, you end up next to Coda. You notice bits of brains in his hair, and his arm is hanging awkwardly. Well, shit, buddy. A high elf standing in front of you is carefully examining his new acquisitions. Once the soldiers are gone, he comes to talk with each of you. While the merchant is busying himself with the others, Coda opens his mouth for the first time since you left the jail. Aw, it's a compliment! I know a fighter when I see one. You fight like me. You rush in and give it all you got. Oh, wait, does that mean being calm and planning would have been Tarek's? Man, maybe I should have just stayed calm the whole time. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. My best friend always told me it would cost me my life. Today wouldn't have bothered me. Whoa, shit. He laughs joylessly and pauses for a few seconds, probably like having an existential crisis. Oh, is your best friend dead? He laughs nervously. Okay, but so did you want to survive? Oh no, you wanted to die as a free elf. Oh, yeah, it makes me angry. Okay, you agree with him. You are tired, hungry, and in pain. You extend your hands for him to hold. I agree with you, but we're gonna go with compassion. Listen, there are things I prefer, and being compassionate is one of them to being rebellious, okay? Not even to be rebellious, but like, if we act too aggressively, we're gonna die. We are just gonna die. That is what is going to happen. You give him a weak smile and silently extend your hand for him to hold. The black elf takes your hand in his with all the gentleness his wounds would allow. Okay, also, like, I get the descriptive, but you could just use his name more. The softness in his eyes makes you forget these unpleasant sensations. While he stares at you, his features betray the pain he is in. A sharp whack suddenly startles you both. See, this is why we can't get angry, because then they're just gonna fucking kill us. One of the free servants of the merchant is hitting the ground with a stick. He gestures to you to split up immediately. The black elf moves away, muttering between his teeth. At least he seems calmer now. Again, like... Okay. The merchant does not speak to all the slaves he examines. The woman on your left spits at him. He gracefully dodges and elegantly draws a circle in the air with his fingers. Drops of bright green acid appear from nowhere. Okay. Yep, magic exists. And the first use we see of it is... Her face and chest are now covered in small circular scars. Well then. They are a man and woman. He is a human. She is a high elf. She is the one who called the merchant by his name. The merchant suddenly turns back. His extravagant robes are flying about him. He bows slightly to the woman and nods at the man. The elf bows back in the same graceful manner. Oh, okay. Guawe Mel. Allow me to introduce Beli Ors Noctar. He is a friend. You cannot tell if the warmth in her voice is genuine or feigned. I have personally recommended your services to him, which is why he chose to join me today. The two men exchanged a more formal salute. The human throws a glance at the slaves lined up against the wall. Ingwell tells me you are a man of sound advice. I have also been told your prices reflect the accuracy of your recommendations. Couldn't sell myself any better. As it turns out, okay. Newcomers who just arrived. Foreigners? Ingwell frowns skeptically. Their being used in servitude usually does make them easier to deal with. What? By your side, Coda grinds his teeth. The human examines you with renewed interest. The moment his eyes meet yours, he immediately turns away towards the merchant. You mean they only just recently became slaves? He runs his finger through his beard pensively. Oh, know, they've got everything to learn. They will rebel. They'll be unruly. They don't know our customs. They don't speak Mikhail. And it may well be that the humans don't even speak Elvish. They can learn without a doubt, my dear Bali, if I may call you so. You're speaking the common tongue right now, and everyone in Makalike speaks it. Is it really an obstacle? I confess that I personally would rather my servants remain ignorant. Oh! I hope we get to kill this guy. I really hope we get to kill this guy. He launches into a lengthy, passionate explanation of the benefits of buying prisoners, of wars of slaves, and the other two listen attentively. Yeah, he would have to after all the flaws he pointed out in it. Like, he undersold his own product, and now he's got to try and upsell it again. He's got pretty purple eyes, though, but he's still a fucking bastard. They are probably familiar with the habits of high society. You cannot tell if they believe everything. Only part or none of what the elf is telling them. When he finishes, both exchange a silent look. Bali motions towards you with a quick nod. Yeah, I think he's interested if he's asking, asshole. The three of them move towards you. I meant she has the most exciting talents. What? What talents? My workers at the arena spoke highly of her courage, her endurance, her fighting spirit. It all depends on what you will use her for. Oh, isn't that the perfect description of what you were looking for? Do you like the way she looks? What were you talking about? Oh, this is gonna be... Okay, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. The high elf bows slightly to her friend, thanking him. Thank you for your suggestion. She examines you coldly. I have to admit I still prefer the look of humans over the other inferior races, and she is undoubtedly not bad looking. I personally find her neighbor just as pleasant to look at. The man speaks with laid-back tranquility. It is as if they were talking about the composition of a merle. The high elf has a self-satisfied mark. Hey! I saw the achievement name. I was so happy, and then the high elf has a self-satisfied smirk. It's a deal, then. You're coming with me. She peers at you for a second, then turning to Guamel. Have your servants ready her. How much do I owe you? 800... Oh, what? What? I didn't know you had such a sense of humor. They step away to negotiate your sales price. Bill does not seem in any way displeased. He's talking to Coda the same way he addressed you earlier. You realize the high elves did not even pretend to notice your friend. In their eyes, he is worth... Okay. I have so many questions about, like, the intricacies of these societies and how they interact with each other, because they talked about mainland humans. So what is, like, the Macalites' connection to them? How do we know some of this stuff and not others? Okay, I'll follow you. At least you at least won't treat me just like any slave. What? How do you know that? Wait, how do you know that? No. How are you sure of that? How can you tell that just from talking to him for a few seconds? Coda, buddy, you're gonna die. You're gonna die, Coda. No. Bali waits while the servants release you, make you stand up, and splash you with a bucket of soapy water. You shake yourself, and shiver at the sudden wave of cold water. A few minutes later, you are back on the street. Igwanil has slipped a glove on the hand holding your iron chain. She's talking cheerfully with Bali, who is now accompanied by Coda. You are too weak to think. You don't really know what has just happened to you. I feel like I know very well what just happened to me. You're so exhausted, and then in the corner, achievement unlocked, highway to hell. The last one was elf on a shelf. Ah, okay, so like, that's the demo. I'm surprised I played through it all so quickly. I have so many questions, and Yeah, high elves are kind of the worst, but like we've seen so many more humans that were even shittier. Okay, so one, who is part of the mainland and who is not? Like, who was on an island and who was part of the mainland? Because that it would like help me inform a whole lot. And there are a few moments where it switches between you to our used pronouns, which is fine if like someone is talking, but if we're reading it, then that kind of interrupts the flow of things. And like I wish the demo was a little longer, or like where we could meet at least a couple more characters. And what the hell happened to Tarek? And oh my god. Okay, so like I think I already know who my best friend in this game is going to be once I play the full version. Maclite is the island, Yukota and Tarek are from the continent. Okay, so like what's the then what is the relationship between the mainland elves and the mainland humans? Because they said they look down on him more than a mainland human, which says a lot. Why does this island think it's so fucking great? What does it have that makes it sound so fantastic? And what the fuck did our characters' parents tell them about it that made them think, oh no, this isn't happening? Oh, okay. Okay. I have so many questions. I cannot wait to play the full version of this game. I know there's supposed to be other characters you can meet, because I saw the posters and I read some of the character descriptions, like Ward. I think that was the lizard man's name. But his design was really cool, and I cannot wait to meet him in this game. And I cannot wait to meet the redhead. I don't even remember her name, but her design was really neat too. I wish there was more to play. I'm sad that there's not, but I already have it on my wish list. And like I said, I already participated in the Kickstarter with under my real name, not the Tiger Eyes 45 name. But this was so much fun, and it only took like an hour to get for the prologue, and I'm kind of surprised. Oh, okay. I have so many questions. I'm sure they'll be answered in the full game release, but like, I have so many. Oh, I love games like these. They're so... I love visual novels, and then like, with interesting characters and fantasy settings, it's like the perfect game! Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Tiger Eyes 45, and I'm signing off. I will be back later, but this is so cool. This is such a cool fucking game. Later, everybody.